Hello everyone, welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick. This is a daily ramble. Happy Monday, everyone. I don't know, happy Monday. That's not really a thing, is it? No such thing as a happy Monday. Soon be Tuesday, don't worry about it. Got a jam-packed show for you today, as always, and I've got a treat for you right at the end as well. It's a return of Baby Nick and friends. So I'll play that little video at the end. All right, because, you know, it's been requested. It's been requested. I know many of you might not like it, but some of you do. And it's for a good cause as well. It's for the only cause. All right. Okay. As always, if you are new to this channel, as loads of you are, because we've had so many that have jumped on board just recently. Thanks for signing up. Welcome aboard. And for those of you that haven't, why haven't you? We're getting very close to 16,000. So yeah, I think we're about 30 away, 40 away, something like that. So that'd be quite a landmark for us. And then we're on the march to 20. That'd be the big one. That'd be celebration time when we hit 20k. Yeah, and as always as well, please drop a like on the video because it does really help us. Right, I'm quite buoyant today because I don't like, you know, news coming out of the club and stuff like that. I really don't, unless it's positive and it's stuff that I want to hear. Right. Something that I wanted to hear came out of the club today, and that is the likelihood is that we're going to be retaining Lucas Paqueta. They've slapped a £70 million price tag on his head, and apparently the senior source has relayed that the midfield was poor the other day, but Paqueta and Alvarez were not in that team, which is basically saying they're our midfielders. Now, when you look at that and you look at the situation that we've got, if we've got a fully fit and a fully firing Lucas Paqueta for next season, that's fantastic. The same with Edson Alvarez. Added to that, you've got Potts, you've got Fearon, you've got Earthy, you've got Alford, all of that energy, all of that dynamism in the middle. Yes, maybe we could do with adding one more player, but how about we just get out the dead wood? We saw how bad James Ward-Prowse, Souček and Guido are for this team. We saw it with our very own eyes. I've been banging that drum for 2 years. That's been the main reason we've been Donut FC, that we've had no midfield, is because of these players. I've been saying it for 2 years. I have. But you could see it so clearly there because it was night and day. Those three players were on. We did nothing. We had nothing in the middle. And we brought on Lucas Paqueta and a couple of kids and bang. Head and shoulders far better than what we were seeing before. Quick, sharp passing. And to keep Lucas Paqueta here is dreamland in terms of the development for the kids as well. I said the other day on the show with Mickey, the last time we had a great bunch of kids coming through, we had a bit of an idol for them, someone that would look after them, someone that would inspire them, bring them into the game. That man there over my shoulder, Paolo Di Canio, you remember? He was there with them all, and we've got that with Lucas Paqueta. If you go and have a look for the little highlight reel of Freddie Potts and his best moments in that game, you'll see Lucas Paqueta buzzing around, knitting play, making it all happen. That wasn't potable, what we watched in the last 15, 20 minutes. That was Paqueta ball. And that is what I want to be watching. Honestly, he just made it all tick. It was fantastic. And do you know what? Credit to Potter for doing that, because I can only imagine that Potter did say to Paqueta when he went on, free roll, make it rain. Come on. Just go and do it. And that is what he did. He didn't really have a role in that last 20 minutes. And you don't do that with your best player. When they're on it, you just basically you just fucking say go and play. You know, like we used to do with Pyatt. And if we do that moving forwards into next season, I do think we'll have half a chance. I do. I'm not convinced with Potter. I'm still terrified that everything I'm saying to you now is not going to come to fruition on Wednesday night and then on Saturday night and then, heaven forbid, the first game against Sunderland. But how can he? Really? How can he? Especially if the senior source is acknowledging that midfield ain't good enough. So questions must be asked of why these players get picked, especially when it's so obvious that they shouldn't be. We've got better options. Like I said, a couple of kids and Lucas Paqueta, and it was night and day. Shout out to Irving as well. I'd rather have Irving in there over any of those three players. I genuinely would. You know, he did nothing wrong when he came on. In fact, I don't really think he's ever done anything wrong. He's not a world beater, but do you know what? I think overall, he offers more individually. He's a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none, but I think he's a better functional, he's a more functional midfielder than any of those three, you know, collectively. He really is. So I just want to move on past that. The midfield's been killing me for years. We've now got a glimpse of the future. And the future is bright. It is. Whether it's bright under Potter or not, I don't know. But the future of West Ham, with these kids coming through, is bright. So the positives are still there. Listen, I hope it is Potter. I hope that he does bring them through. I really do. Because, you know, I've seen, as you all know, it's obvious. I'm not his biggest fan. But he does enough wrong. He doesn't need people piling more shit onto him. What I can't stand is the fact that I know, and I called this before the window opened, I said Sullivan's going to set him up for a fall. He's going to throw him under the bus. And then you see things such as this, and it makes your blood boil. It absolutely makes your blood boil. And this is from, obviously, from Central on Twitter. He says, break-in, of course, he picks the players. He was obviously asked if Graham Potter, you know, does he have final say? And he says, of course he picks the players. We would never force anyone on him. The manager has final say on all transfers. If Potter and Cole don't want a player, we don't sign them. Yeah, I mean, he's probably messed up saying David Sullivan there. It should say senior source. But it's not the tweet. It's the first response to the tweet underneath it. And this is how the propaganda of these news people that put these fucking stories out there, this is the problem. So I'm not having a go at the person that's bitting onto this. I've blanked his name out. But this is the reaction that they want when they put that out. They want people to hang on to this straight away. Like I said, Potter does enough wrong. He doesn't need this shit. Exactly. Potter is probably the man who wants Callum Wilson over Antonio, so Potter can F off. Can fuck off. This is Claret Booze, isn't it? So, yeah. I can't stand it. That's not fair. Like I've already said, you know, if he's going to go out, he can go out on his own shield. He doesn't need those bastards doing that to him. He really don't. So that makes me protective of Potter when I see things like that. It does. I don't like his style of football. I don't like his style of management. I really don't. But he doesn't deserve this shit. And there is no way that Callum Wilson or Kyle Walker-Peters were his picks. Not a chance. Diouf, yes. But they're messing around with the goalkeepers now, aren't they? Now, I don't know anything about these goalkeepers. I've got to be honest. I don't really take much interest in them. I don't. It's not really my thing. I'm not going to get... I hope we sign a keeper, but I'm not going to be overexcited, really. You know, it's a goalkeeper. Just not my thing. But we're linked with Hermansen, as we've always been linked with Hermansen. But apparently there's competition now for Hermansen, so it's looking likely that we might not sort of pursue that one now because we don't like competition because it means bidding wars. So you've got the other one, Suzuki Kawasaki, whatever his name is, from Parma. He looks good. I've seen a few clips of him. Very agile. He's a puncher, though. He's a puncher. He don't catch. He punches. But he punches well. He's a big lad. Good shot stopper. He looks good. And he would be good for, obviously, the market that David Sullivan, as we know, has always wanted to crack, which is the Asian market. Apparently, he's a big star in Japan. So, but he's going to cost a fortune. Parma apparently want about £40 million for him. Never going to pay it. So I don't believe that story. I believe that we're interested in him, but I don't believe that's going to get done. He's got a lot... He's apparently one of the future stars, this guy. So he's got a lot of clubs interested in him. But the rumour is that he wants to stay in Italy for another year. So we've ended up back at Sheffield United for a goalkeeper called Cooper. Now, I don't know. I don't know anything about him, apart from the fact he's a Will Salthouse goalkeeper. So I'm saying now, that's our new goalkeeper, people. Now, look, listen, they're not always going to be a Callum Wilson. We got an Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Salthouse last window. So he could be good. He's highly rated. You know, I've listened to a few shows where they're raving about him. You know, he's a young keeper. He ain't got great distribution, though. And that's one of the main reasons behind what Potter wants to do is to be able to play triangles at the back. You know, he wants his goalkeeper to be like Pirlo. And apparently this kid ain't that. He's better than Areola with his distribution, according to Gio. I watched Gio's show earlier. So he's better than Areola, but he's also a good shot stopper. He's on par in terms of his shot stopping ability and better from crosses, you know. So look, I wouldn't be averse to that. Like I said, I don't really care too much. I think that's what they're waiting to do before they unveil Callum Wilson, the pussies, because I think he's already signed. But they're not going to unveil him until we've signed another one in, so they can basically unveil Callum Wilson behind another signing. That's what they're going to do. They'll do a double just to soften the blow. It won't soften the blow, not really. But look, if he's here, he's here. We're just going to have to put up with it, aren't we? We just are. It's as simple as that. You know, I'm really not pleased with the Callum Wilson signing, and I won't be. You know, that said, if he comes in, shows a good attitude, don't get injured every 2 fucking minutes, and scores a couple of goals, you know, he could probably win us over. We're not and an apology. I want a written and a verbal apology on your knees as well for some of the shit that you've said. He's mocked everything. He's even mocked our cup. You know, bastard. But yeah, so there's going to be some movement this week, apparently. But then again, we was expecting that last week as well. So the long and short is, we're not going to be getting any midfielders in. James Guido is surplus to requirements. They're actively trying to push him out. There's clubs apparently in Turkey now that are interested in him. They're actively trying to push him out. Hopefully he goes, you know. And I've got no bad feeling against you, mate. But you're not a Premier League player. You do. You make me want to cry when I watch you in this league. So he needs to go. James Ward-Prowse and Souček, I don't know what we're going to do with them. Listen, I don't mind having Souček off the bench, but he can't be anywhere near that first team. And it's amazing how everyone is coming round to the same idea now. They are. Because they all saw it. Everything I've been saying for ages, and what a lot of people have been saying, people literally saw it. It was a perfect illustration, what he did against Man United the other day. Thank you, Graham. Thank you. Finally, eyes have been opened. You know? And the wonderful news is that we could have Lucas Paqueta going into next season. Now, how exciting could that be? You've got the emergence of Guilherme this year. I think we're going to be seeing that. You've got the emergence of Diouf as well. Hopefully he improves. I think he will. You've got to give him a chance. You've got the emergence of Fearon, the emergence of Potts. I think you could have the emergence of Mavropanos, because I think at the moment he's the best of the four defenders that we've got. I've been saying it for ages. I've always been a Mavro defender. Always. I've been a defender of the defender. I like him. I know he's prone to a mistake, but I don't think our system's helped him. I think he's a more conventional centre-back than all of the others, and I think he does need to be used in a combination with them. He needs to be on the pitch, you know, whether that's in place of Kilman or Todibo, because I think Aguerd has to play. Wan-Bissaka's brilliant as well. We've got Kyle Walker-Peters, who's a good squad backup. I think we're in good shape. We're in really good shape. You've got Scholes as well. I like the fact they brought Scholes and Guilherme on in that Man United game. I didn't mention that the other day. Those two look like they've struck up a little bit of a relationship. They was laughing and joking on the sidelines. And they've clearly been working on things as a pair. So when Guilherme comes on that left-hand side, it looks like Scholes is going to drop in behind him. So Scholes can do the defensive work and Guilherme can just concentrate on marauding forward. So, yeah, I think we are going to see a lot more from Guilherme this year. The potential is there, is what I'm trying to say. The potential is definitely there. I've just got to try and not get poisoned by what I saw the other night, and just keep my fingers crossed that he does something different against Everton. Because if he picks those three again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Right? I really am. That's all I'm asking for. Is just to not play the three players that every single West Ham fan on the land doesn't want in the team right now. We've seen what we can have, so give it to us, please. Please. You know? So fingers crossed he does. Right. Now look, that is it from me. I'm gonna play you out to Baby Nick and friends. Alright? I'll speak to you in a bit. Come on, you irons. All right, my handsomes, it's Sticky Nicky from Claret and Booze. I hope you're all well.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, as we know, Callum Wilson's set to be joining. It's been reported all week, but now TalkSport and Dharma Chef has picked it up on Sky Sports as well. And now we're just waiting. We're waiting for the man that we all love to sign. I've got a lot to say about this, but before I do, I'm going to bring someone into the show.
Hello.
Here he is. Hello, John. How you doing, mate?
Doing all right, mate.
Fucking hell.
I think it's an absolute shit show. I just think at the minute, Sullivan's actually, you know what? I think he actually, well, he probably is, if the petition is anything to go by. I think he just knows he's untouchable.
We miss out time and time again. So we're literally restricted. He's aligned himself with these fucking sharks. You know, they're all crooks, and we will only sign players. We'll get good players every now and then. We got Wan-Bissaka last year, but on the whole, the way we spend money is shit.
I've always said to you, he's happy. He has no ambition, because ambition means he's got to spend and he can't siphon money out, right?
Again, I don't know what more to say to people about the petition. This has been one of the worst windows after 2 of the worst years of football I can remember as a football fan. And people can't be asked to sign a fucking petition. There's no reason, no good fucking reason. Even if you think, oh, what do petitions do? What do they... Find out. It takes 2 seconds. How stubborn have you got to be? We're helping ourselves here. You're not signing that to help me or help anyone else. This is your club. How much more do you want to take before you put your name on a petition that says, I want these cunts out, done, dusted? How much more are you going to let him take?